Hello YouTube, this is Ken Apocalypse, and today I want to talk to you, some exciting news. A lot of people was complaining about the Hisense H9F not coming out yet. Well, it's available at my Best Buy, and I'll pop up the price and the availability here. This is actually in North Carolina. A lot of people's been waiting on the 55-inch because it's so much cheaper than the 65-inch, but you get the same features. You get the 120 hertz panel. You get the 11 to 1200 peak brightness. And on that note, I'm also going to pop this up. This is R ratings, and I don't really go on R ratings a lot because the way they calibrate stuff's a little weird to me. They'll actually calibrate their stuff in like Cinema Dark and stuff like that, and then record the nits and stuff from the Cinema Dark. And of course, with Cinema Dark, you don't get the same highlights and stuff you do as if you go with a standard or especially a vivid. And but you could see here the standard and the HDR peak brightness on this TV is excellent. Also, I watched a video from a gentleman who has the H9F 65, and I'm going to throw a shout out. It's a Quantum Apotheosis. I watched his channel. I've been watching his channel for a while now, but he actually compared the Hisense H9F to the OLED. And, you know, from his opinion and from what I gather, you know, the Hisense was a better performing TV. I'm sure it doesn't get the black levels, but I'm sure it gets pretty close. And there's FOMO out there, and he's a good one. He's just relatively up and coming, but you know, he has like the Sony A1 OLED. He has the Quantum PX Vizio. He has the Hisense H9F, and I believe he's got a Samsung. But you know, he's comparing them, and you know, in all the comparisons, the H9F is one. It's outperforming the Vizio. I mean, by leaps and bounds. I mean, by color, by brightness, everything. And a lot of people's finding out a problem in the Vizio this year, saying that their algorithm is all messed up because, you know, it appears in HDR that a lot of the scenes and stuff are appearing like really dark, and that's one of their number one complaints. So hopefully they put out a firmware for that. Excuse me for being out of breath. I talk a lot, I get out of breath. Which brings me to my next subject. I really appreciate criticism. I really do. I got a comment saying that, you know, they would share my videos more if, you know, it was less coughing and I guess clearing my throat and stuff like that, and show some more professionalism. And I understand that, and I appreciate the feedback, and thank you for your comment. But I'm not a professional. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but I'm not a professional. I do this as a hobby. I'm not like some of these guys who make a bunch of money a month off of YouTube doing this. I work a 9-to-5 job, 40 plus hours a week, and I do this as a hobby. So, I mean, professionalism I can understand. I apologize, you know, if I clear my throat a little bit too much or anything, but I'm very far from a professional. So, but I understand what you're saying, and I really appreciate the comment. So if that bothers anybody else, I apologize. Now, off of that, back to the TVs. The H9F 65-inch was available to me for order from my local store, and now it's not. And of course, you know, me being the curious guy I am, I call and I'm like, look, I was like, this was just available the other day, and now it's not. And they're like, well, it sells out that fast. I was like, well, it's funny because I ordered one and they said I'm not going to get it till the 17th because of all the back orders, but yet I saw on the website that it was available for order, so they must have had some in stock. But anyway, not sure how that works. I might be just jumping the gun a little bit, but I'm just anxious, very, very anxious to, excuse me, to get my Hisense H9F because I've heard nothing but good things. I haven't heard anything about banding or speaker issues, flickering, shutting off, anything. I have not heard anything as of yet. I mean, yes, it's a relatively new TV, but I heard that their quality control is just excellent, and I'm just excited to get it. I'm really wanting to hurry and get it because I want to see exactly what it does. Now, excuse me. Now my big thing is, how's it going to react gaming wise? Okay, because I have a Sony PS4 here, and the lag is like non-existent, and that's because it's a Sony product compared with a Sony product. I mean, you saw I just now flipped it on, boom, it flips right to it, shows right up. There's no hesitation, there's no blur in this TV or anything. And I'm a big gamer, and so I'm hoping that the H9F input lag is like next to nothing, because that's what a lot of foreign TVs like Hisense, TCL, Vizio used to, but this year their input lag is a little bit high. But they prided themselves on being able to be a gaming TV because the input lag was so non-existent, really. But I'm hoping when I get mine that I'll be able to figure it out that it's good for gaming also, because I hate to get a TV and, like, say I'm playing God of War, Call of Duty, Fortnite. You see Fortnite, things like that. Especially new Call of Duty's coming out. I don't want no lag. Lag means death. You know what I'm saying? Respawn. Anyway, but I just wanted to shoot this video out this week to tell everybody, the 55-inch is now available on the Hisense H9F, and at a really good price. I mean, I showed you it's $5.99 for a 55-inch, and I will say this. Reviewed.com, because I get on their little vlogs and stuff like that. They are wanting to compare if they can get permission from Samsung. Now, I don't know why they would need permission, but if they can get permission from Samsung, they're going to compare the H9F to the Q90. And apparently, I mean, the H9F is comparable, and so hopefully, I don't know why they would have to get permission to do that unless Samsung would copyright them or something on it, but I'm anxious to see it. I mean, if they're willing to compare a Samsung Q90 to a H9F, I mean, come on. I mean, that's saying something right there. I mean, they wanted to compare the TCL 75-inch to the Sony 950G, and they did. And of course, the 950G was brighter, but picture quality and not brightness, but picture quality and banding and everything was non-existent on the TCL. But they compared it, and the only thing it was the TCL wasn't as bright as 950G, which I understand, because the 75-inch also has a 120 hertz panel, and I forgot what the software pushes it to. But anyway, enough on that. Like I said, I wanted to throw this video out so all you people that was looking for a 55-inch H9F, Best Buy apparently has them in stock and they're available now. But anyway, this is Kenpocalypse. I hope you like my new intro, by the way. But this is Kenpocalypse. Like and share my videos, and I'll have more for you next time.